Greetings everyone. I trust you're all well. If you're new on this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button and set the notification bell, guys. Every week, every Sunday, late Sunday or early Sunday, we have a analysis that we do to prepare for the week, best setups for the upcoming week, right, of the 5th of August. So we usually start with checking the events from on the Forex Factory, right? Go on the website on Google Forex Factory, we'll see events, right? We had a really great week last week. We had NFP, right, the first start of every month. So let's look at this chart, this analysis of the calendar. On Tuesday we have Reserve Bank of Australia monetary policy statement, interest rates decision right at 6 AUD, and then that's a big event. Then the rest. Then Wednesday on the 7th August we have employment change. That's a big event as well. I might be trading, so there's 2 events so far. And on Thursday, I'm not trading. I'm not interested on them. There's also unemployment claims for USD. That's the 3rd event on Thursday. And then on Friday, there's the 4th event, employment change or unemployment rate as well of the CAD at 2, right? It's 4 events this week. I'm looking forward to the coming next week, 2 weeks from now, which we will be having core CPI USD. Let me look at it quickly. This interest rate as well on the 14th, and then we have CPI also on the 14th. Let's go to the charts, guys. So before you continue to the charts, I wanted to show you the NFP, how the news came out. Let's see. NFP was the employment change, right, was at the actual of 114,000, and the forecast was 176,000, meaning it was a negative NFP. So unfortunately, even the unemployment rate was 4.3. Unemployment is high in the United States, according to the news. So hence why we saw the dollar sliding down, plummeting. I made a loss. I took a loss. I actually bought with my members. We bought. Let's go to the charts, guys. Okay, I think I might be catching a flu or some cold or something, right? Now let's look at the dollar index on the daily time frame, right? Let me zoom out a bit so that you can see it. So if you can take a clear look, we've had this uptrend, and then we spoke about on the previous video, we had a drop impulse, and then we seen price came to this strong demand zone, right? The strong demand zone here. This demand zone that we've been talking about multiple times. The price have been respecting, right? Price eventually broke out of the demand zone. Price broke out of the demand zone after correction of this slightly uptrend. So I was the this candlestick here, the big one, long one, was the NFP candlestick breaking out of this low. So we currently have a low. So what I'm anticipating, guys, is that let me zoom out. If you can take a look, we have a first touch here and a second touch. Currently, we are going to get a third touch. So hence why I'm looking for the third touch. I'm expecting that we receive a third touch testing this trend line support zone. From there, we'll bounce. That means that the dollar, USDJPY, Euro, USDJPY will be positive as well, will be moving into the uptrend, USDCHF as well, right? And then all the other pairs, the Euro USD, GBP USD will be going opposite. So we'll still get a slight drop. We'll still, the market is still on a bearish move. Dollar index is on a bearish move, and the other pairs like the Euro USD, GBP USD are on a bull run. So currently expecting a further drop before we can see price get back on the bulls, right? So now taking a look at the USDJPY on the daily time frame, right? So the USDJPY on the daily time frame, I'm looking at it currently, and then just by seeing the dollar index, I can say that we might get a move to the upside or a move to the downside. But with what I'm seeing on the dollar index, it's already been breaking, guys. So what's going to happen here is that this should be cancelled out, right? But instead, we should get something like this. You should get something like this. So on the dollar index, on the USDJPY, guys, I'm expecting a further push to the downside at 140, $0.897 region. That's when we'll be starting to buy, right? So we had a long drop to the downside. It really came as unexpected. It really came as unexpected, but here we are, right? So this candlestick was the NFP candlestick. This candle, I thought price was gonna, after once it tapped the trend line, it was gonna buy, right? Because you're also in the demand zone eventually, but it broke out. I think I'm not sure if I made a mistake or something, but we took buys based on the news, right, and the calculated decisions that we took. We saw that we are looking for buys. Unfortunately, price broke out. I believe many traders bought. They didn't bear that the dollar could drop this low. So guys, we are still looking for further sells. We're looking for more sells to the down from the USDJPY. We're looking for more bearish moves, right? Lower lows, higher lows, right, on the bearish, and then we'll start to buy at $140 region. So for now, I might take sales, but I'll be also waiting for buys. The buys are long term. There you can see it clearly broke out, right, on the downtrend to on this trend line, the horizontal lines that I have there. So we can tank down 5,000 points, which is 500 pips. Let's go. Now looking at the Euro USD on the 4-hour time frame, my take on the Euro USD is this, right? My take is that let me sort this out. My take is that we see that the euro, anticipate that it moves to the upside, right? There's a high up there that is measured at 1.09709. From there, it's gonna be a strong resistance. That's a resistance zone. Then we'll be seeing some sellers coming in or pulling back from the high, right? The resistance zone. That's what happens, guys. When price reaches resistance, it rejects. We expected rejection. So from there, we might get a slight impulse to the upside, right? To test the previous breakout. From there, we drop tank down before we start to look for those long buys to the upside as the dollar index is measuring. But otherwise, with the dollar index becoming weaker and weaker, we might see just a pop breaking out of there. But currently, I'm anticipating that we say the rejection. I'm anticipating that the rejection is gonna come. Maybe this full move that I'm anticipating, it might not happen, but the rejection is definitely gonna come in before we eventually break out. Maybe it might break out, maybe it might not. So this is what I have for the Euro USD. It's not really the best setup. So this one is not a best setup. We'll just react accordingly if anything changes. We'll only react when it breaks out or when it reaches this low, or if we get some sort of a candlestick there, pin bar, or a pattern like a head and shoulder, something like that. But for now, I won't be looking at it much. Now let's continue. Currently, we are looking at the GBP USD on the 4-hour time frame. So let me zoom out and let's see what we have here. On the GBP USD, we still have a proper uptrend, right? Let's set the trend, right? We still have an uptrend. We still have a strong uptrend. I can put my trend on this side here, on this. Yeah, not really measuring it accurately, but it still shows that we are on an upside because you have lower highs, right? We have lower highs. So we just recently got a low, and then let's do this. This is a high, a low. That is actually a lower high. So price the second stick from the NFP. We see the price spike to the upside, and it got back to the strong previous resistance that turned into demand zone. So currently just consolidating a bit from there. I think that we might get a push to the downside to give us a second double bottom, 1 2 double bottom, a W pattern. Then from there we get strong impulse to the upside with more buyers coming into the market. Then our target could be at that high there. See that high? That's when we would start to see the market sell or pull back, reject, or maybe we might see a break. So I'm anticipating this. Make sure you get your entries from this low double bottom. If you fail, you can get other entries after breaking the neckline, impulsing with scalps, pull back, then long-term trades. Then our TP is there. Then we're looking for the next opportunity, whether we break or we reject. That's what I'm looking at on the GBP USD. It looks like a best setup, right? It looks like the possible setup for this week. Last but not least, we're looking at the XAU USD. the gold spot, the gold commodity. Many people love to trade gold. It's expensive to trade, and it's volatile. It tends to be volatile. So guys, you can see that we had this NFP candlestick, the red one, right? Guys, if you're enjoying the video, if you're learning, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, set the notification bell, comment and let me know what you think, what you'll be trading, what do you think about the analysis, and share your insight, guys. I'm just anticipating, and also what I do, I don't trade exactly what I'm seeing here. I'll be reacting towards the market, because what you analyze tends to be different from what happens during the week, because there's even some news that are fluctuating and everything changes, and then if everything you're there analyzing could be a total different or opposite of what we are looking at. So make sure you engage with me and let me see what you're seeing, guys. So we had this candlestick for NFP. We had an impulse breaking out of this rush of this resistance zone, right? Price impulsed and then tested the resistance zone, rejected. So this was a strong demand zone that price came to reject or pull back to. We've seen more buyers coming in. So there are already buyers holding trades from here, right? So currently price is moving up. So with these buyers, they are willing to add more buys here. So I'm thinking that buyers will take this price to this resistance. From there, we'll get a double bottom. 1, 2, then sell, right? From there, we'll break the neckline. From there, we continue with sales, pull back. Then that's our TP. From here, we'll be starting to look for potential buys. Or we continue to sell, see, depending on the dollar recovery, right? But currently, that's what I'm seeing on the gold, guys. Make sure that you take consideration, or you're cautious when you trade, right? So guys, that's it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share to your friends and family, and then I wish you a best week. I wish you a productive week. Cheers.